Welcome back to the channel. My friendly neighbourhood Moomin here, as always, back with what we call the 2K how-to series. In this video, we're going to go back through how to create a face texture just with the new the tips and tricks. I mean, it's been 18 months since. I'll get to that in a second in the video. But welcome back. I hope you hit that like and subscribe button as always. I am the friendly neighbourhood Moomin. Let's get into it. If you're here again, welcome to the channel as always. I am friendly neighbourhood Moomin. In this video, we're going to go more again into face textures. There's a lot happened in the last 2 years, 18 months since the first video I ever did on face textures. I've got a new template, I've got a few new tips and tricks that I use, just in general things are a little different. So I've got a file already. What I will share everything in the description below. Before I get into everything though, I just want to say I am on Twitch now and I'm on Twitter. The links you would have already seen now. As you know, I'm quite active on Twitch recently, and thank you for those who have already popped in. We're growing quite steadily. If you would like to see me on Twitch, follow the links below, they'll both be in the description. I'm also on Discord. My Discord is centered towards the YouTube stuff, so templates, textures, everything you see in the videos that I do in regards to the how-to series will be in the Discord as well. So without further ado, I'm going to get my texture templates. We're not going to use the defract one anymore. We're going to use the newer one, which is the guide I've set up myself. It's got 3 layers. So what I tend to do, if I'm looking for a reference online, in a previous video you see how I find references, then I would paste it to this middle layer here. So you will have 3 layers. You've got your guide. Okay, you'll have your face texture, or reference, sorry. You can't see that just yet. And then you've got the flesh texture default thing you want to use at the back. So first of all, I've already got some references that I've seen as on social media and things like that. And if I ever see a reference, I've now got a folder. So I would advise this: if you see a reference while you're online or anything like that, a front-facing picture with good lighting, snap it and put it to one side. So that's what I do. So I've got these references. I've got Killer Cross, got a Jeff Hardy, and a couple of headshots that I've just seen from models. So Killer Cross, well, Carrying Cross is now called. Being quite popular as he is at the moment, we're going to do a texture for him. So I'm going to drag this and I'm going to place it underneath the guide. You need the guide to be the top one. Okay. Now usually I would copy and paste it to this. As we're not using this today, I'm going to delete it. Okay. So I'll usually copy and paste to the face texture reference. Okay. Now as you can see, we need to move things around a bit to match the yellow lines. As this is a really properly centered picture, it's not going to take me long to do this. Do you think it needs to go up a bit further? And now maybe down. Doesn't have to be perfect, because in game you will see it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm quite happy. I'm just going to try and get it central. Do you think that's down the centre of his face? Yeah, what I'm going to do, the guides, I'm going to remove all the guides. I'm just going to move it slightly to the side. Okay, that's better than what I need. So straight away we have our face in place. Okay, what we need to do, get the soft eraser tool, so it'll be this one. Depending on the model of GIMP you are using, remember this is using the free software, not Photoshop, free software called GIMP. If you right click on some of these tools now, the extra options are there. I thought there was something wrong with it, but there isn't, so you need to right click on something. So getting the eraser, making sure your opacity is full. You want quite a large size, maybe a bit bigger than that, and you want the keep touching the edge of it. So I'm going to start here, and I want the edge of it to touch him. Edge of it, edge of it. This is the best because this is the softest part of the eraser, is the edge. And by letting the edge touch, it blends it the best. And then let the edge touch the texture. Touch the texture, touch the texture, touch the texture. Touch around, touch around. Oh, didn't like that bit. To quickly change anything you don't like, what you've done, you can press Ctrl and Z. You're going to end up with something like that. Okay, straight away I feel this isn't the best quality shot of Karrion Kross, but it's the best one that I've seen featurely, and it's already computer generated, which I felt personally have helped me. So what I need to do is I'm going to take the opacity down. I've got it at 40%, so the opacity button is there, so take that down, and I'm just, the areas that I feel are a bit dark around the edge, I'm just going to a little bit, and straight away you can see that is now blending into the background a lot better. Okay, so again we're going to go around again with the edge of the eraser, smoothing it up, and I feel already we can see that this is blending in quite well. There is some features on there that aren't the greatest, but we're going to get to them in a moment. Now, what I'm going to do is choose my bottom layer. Okay, so it's this one here, not this, not his face anymore. Yeah, I'm going to select the bottom layer, select colours, brightness and contrast. As you can see, the skin underneath is quite brighter compared to the skin of Karrion Kross in this template. I'm going to slowly bring the brightness down, slowly bring it down, and I would say that is about on point. Now I always do like to mess around with the contrast. I mean, bring the contrast slightly up, and then the brightness slightly down again. Okay, so I do feel the underneath and the top match pretty well now. Okay, I'm going to go back to the top texture. I'm going to get my rub eraser again. I'm going to bring the opacity down and the size down, and I'm going to go again around the edges, blending the face into the background even more. So this is the way I've been doing my textures recently. The previous video that I had, this is not how I was doing them. So if you're a fan of my other videos, that's why we're going back into this. Because the way I'm doing it in the moment now doesn't lose any quality from the centre of the face. We might lose some because there is quite a lot going on around the eyes. We're going to need to lighten these bits up. But this new method, especially if you are creating just any wrestler, it's just a wrestler that you need from a random person, this is going to be perfect for you. But this is the best way so you don't lose any quality from the above texture and you keep as much facial detail as possible. Again, I feel that is moulded as much as it's going to be, and I'm now going to select, I'm going to try and do stuff. So we've got the eyes are a lot darker than the forehead. The forehead's quite light. There's dark patches around here. Okay, and his nose looks like it's pale, well, grey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the colour picker, which is this tool here. Okay, I'm going to select colours from the edge of the face texture. Okay, and I'm going to use the airbrush tool with low opacity again, and I'm going to colour these aspects in to try and get those places. I'm going to have to do a bit more, I think, matching that of the outside. Don't want to do too much because this is, unfortunately, by doing this is the bit that loses you the quality. So for example here, the vein in the size of his head's gone, but I'm trying to keep that part there. We definitely need to do something about these eyes though, because the eyes are really dark. The eyes are really dark. It'd be overpowering in game. So we're gonna just go around them. I mean, and this is why I feel I'm having to do a bit of work, and it might not pull off properly as a carrying cross creator wrestler, but I will give it a try once I'm in game. Real life wrestlers isn't my strength. It's creating original content, which has done pretty well. People have. I've got a little bit of a following now, and those people know who they are, so thanks for popping along as usual. And what's been quite humbling is I didn't realise from the stuff that I have been doing, I mean, if you look at my YouTube channel, I think I've had a few thousand views on one video, but my average for more content is probably around less than 100. But that's quite a lot when it transfers over to Twitch, which I have done recently. And it's been quite humbling that people that are in my Discord and my Facebook groups from the showcase stuff that I do and the tutorials that I've done for WWE2K, it's been quite humble to see those people come across because they appreciate stuff that I've done. I didn't realise it was that much appreciated, so if you're one of those people looking at this video, thank you very much. Okay, so just going to finish, I do think, up here. Honestly, I don't feel this would be the best texture for Karrion Kross once it is in game, because I've had to do a lot of work on the colouring. However, I'm going to go back to the back texture now, increase the size. However, you will find this is a perfectly good texture. It's probably a bit too dark for a Karrion Kross. However, that is going to be a decent face texture for anyone who wants to use it. So first off, we got a front facing picture. We erased the edges and we blended that into the background. We made the background a little lighter or darker with regards to his complexion. We made the skin on the top match and blend in a little bit better, and then we got rid of some of the blemishes, some of the lighter and darker aspects on the skin. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to show a little trick, which this is on a newer version of GIMP, which it used to be good on Photoshop. You use the enhance, and there's an option called high pass, so it's going to grey everything out. But if you turn it up, it makes the face texture pop. Now, because I've done a lot of airbrushing, it's not really going to work too well on this, but you can see it will make the top bit really come out and flesh out. So be thinking, if you've got a really good texture in the forefront and you haven't done a lot of airbrushing like I have on this one, use that high pass and it'll bring the facial features to the foreground without much blemishing to the background, and it would make your, when you put it in game, you can tell it's the person. I am going to save this now. Again, thank you all for popping along. This I will put onto Twitter so everyone can download it. As always, I am the friendly neighbourhood Moomin. It's been another WWE2K how-to series, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.